Good morning, y'all. Just having our early morning belly rub meetings with the supervisor. So we got a good one today. We got a gear case and lid lock on a GE washer. Ask me how I know, because I already got started on it. Sorry, I had to pull the codes. We got 4 codes out of it, and then I spun the drum and you could hear the bearings. So let's get started, because this one has the dual agitator, and the supervisor knows the dual agitator is a pain in the butt sometimes. So let's get started and see if we can get the agitator out without breaking it. It's this baby right here, GTW460. It has the dual, but listen to the bearings. It's got a good roar to it. So, and it threw codes for the lid lock, so we're gonna need a lid lock, but also a gear case. This is the worst part of the whole job. Let's see if it comes off. Okay, so I'm looking for my strap wrench here, because I like to use a strap wrench, but I do not see it. That's not good. Okay, we'll have to try the GE way. Let's see, we'll get a small, here we go. It's freaking raining. Yes. I believe Emiliano from the comments section, he refers to these as garbage electrics. I like it. They're okay. Garbage electric, maybe. Okay, so in this one we got 4 codes, 31, 30, 23, and 1. And those were pointing at lid lock. So let's see, we gotta find the little tallywhacker down here. Here we go. Gotta line this hole up with this doohickey and jam a screwdriver in there. Here we go. Boom, boom. So if GE's way doesn't work, I use this. You suck. You suck. Strap wrench time. Put my strap wrench on the bottom. See if I can't get it that way. There we go. Screw the stupid screwdriver thing. That's the worst. Jamming it through there, trying to get these teeth off. Strap wrench seems to be the best bet. Putting it on the bottom right there. Thank goodness. Now, should be downhill from here. I just jinxed myself. Give it a little blaster. There is 2 long quarters on each side, and then you'll Judy chop the console. It'll move out of the way. Then there's 2 more quarters going down, holding the back side of the top down. I like to remount the console to keep it from falling off. All right, we need a flathead. I wasn't looking for one that big, but I guess it'll work. Now we take our flathead, we stick it in the front there and pop the top up. Lean it back. There is no hinges, so don't let it fall. Then the top cap ring comes off of the drums. Those things like to break. Now, this is reverse threaded. You get a new nut with the new gear case, but we're gonna try and get it off. Last time I had to just chisel it off. It's very brittle. I keep saying I'm gonna get an impact socket, the right size for this, and I think it's like 33 or 34 millimeters. Something like that, 1 5/16, but I never do. So we're gonna hammer time in a little bit, but if it don't budge, we'll just knock it off of there. Like I said, this nut is reverse threaded, so righty-loosey. And so we're gonna bang on it a little bit, but if it doesn't wanna budge, I gotta chisel one quick whap from the hammer and chisel, and it'll come right off. You get a new one with the new Gearcase. Yeah. These drums usually aren't stuck like the Whirlpools. Well, this really isn't that bad, but we're gonna knock the doo-doo off of it anyway, since it's looking at us. It's a little crusty. This is where I need that pressure washer. Brother AB always says, you need to get a pressure washer on these things. Yeah, but then again, I mean, this does work, and it's not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be better. Sad brush time. It's rough. Sad brush and a little elbow grease gets the rest of it off of there. Look at that mirror finish, baby. My dude Mig's favorite drink, the Zero. All right, there's your technical data sheet. I'll show you later how to get the codes and everything, but we got 3/8 and all these 3/8 all the way around, and we got to get the motor off. It's not hard. Really just need a few tools there. We got to get this off first. 3 3/8 and our shield drops out of the way. So we'll take this 3/8, this 3/8, and take this mode shifter off. This 3/8 takes this bracket off. The motor, we'll get all that. 1/2 inch, and then all the other 3/8. So some people prefer to take all this stuff off when the gear case is off of the tub. I'm just so used to doing this stuff laying on my side like this. I just go ahead and do it while it's looking at me. Right here, it's that easy. This baby's wanting to be a pain right here. It's a lot of play. Okay. All right, well, we'll just move on. This one. This one. Mode shifter. This one. Bracket. Come on, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Shifter, puck, doohickey, spring, and pulley. All right. There we go. All right, then there's a tab here. You have to pull it out. Then you release the speed sensor. Okay. That's why I got these babies. Rip. Oh. Rip. Rip. There we go. And rip. All right. 1/2 incher. He's tight. 1/2 inch ratchet. Sorry for the noise of the vacuum pump. Putting in a compressor. 1 and 2. Now it should come out. Motor and speed sensor. All right. all the rest of the 3/8. I think there's like 10. Two. Three. Four. 5. 6. 7. 8. Those two, I'm not sure. Nope. There we go. Sorry about the doo-doo on the lens. It just gets on my hands and then it gets on the camera. But yeah, there's our gear case, our one with the bad bearings. And we'll get our new one in there in just a second. Oh! But while we're waiting, all my screws, I'll show you how I got the codes and everything. Okay, so yeah, I cheated a little bit on this one, and I went ahead and checked the codes and everything, but then I spun the drum and I heard that bearing, so I knew it was bad. But we got 31, which is an off balance, 30, 23, and 1. So getting it into the flash mode, the test mode, press start from 12 to 6, then release, and it should click and go into flash mode. Ba-boom, now we're flashing. All right, one turn to spin is codes, right? This is no codes. All of these flashing is no codes. Where it would be flashing is in this binary, and that's where we got the 31, which is that one, 30, which is that one, 23, which is that one, and then 1. So then I went to all the way 16 clicks to fill, and that clears the codes, right? So 1, now we're back in the original flash mode. 1 was codes, but then I go through and I test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the cold valve, hot valve. 9, 10, 11, 12 is drain pump, which the drain pump is not on. Then you test the lid switch, which is this one, hit start, and it flashes rinse with the lid down, spin with the lid up. But then when you go to 14, that's the lock and spin test, and that's where it did not lock. So we have a bad lid lock. But in doing all that, found out we got a junk bearing gear case. Voila. So that's where we are right now. No codes in it. I'm gonna knock all this doo-doo off real quick, and then we'll get our new gear case in, and then we'll run it and check codes again. You see what I mean about how stupid this is? They say take this little dot, stick your screwdriver in there, line it up, jam it in there, and then untwist it clockwise to get it off. It almost never works for me. When you put the strap wrench right here, you've got a lot of grip around this baby and it gets it off. That's the worst part of the whole job. If you don't have this and you have the one-piece agitator, that's even better because you just have one freaking 7/16 screw. All right, let's get this doo-doo off of there. It ain't gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be better. That's not good. Yeah, they don't give you any hinges, so you got to watch out for that. And that is also why I put the screws back in this top here, because it falls off and starts snatching plugs and wires, and we don't want that either. All right, and since we're already here, we might as well just go ahead and change our lockerino. Push the tab, move it that way, it comes right off. Bad one. Where's the trash? He shoots, he scores. All right, now I gotta get this plugged back in. They give you just enough wire. clip it in and slide it that way. And then the bezel. Bam. So yeah, this is kind of a pricey repair, but I mean, the gear case is only about 150 bucks and the lid lock is 30, 40 bucks, whatever. But the kicker for a lot of people is I can have this baby done and back to you in one day. So, you know, you go to Lowe's, you pick a washer out, and they won't have it to you till next month, blah, blah, blah. You got clothes to do? Bam, bam, bam. Done. I do not like this belt either. There's little chunks. Yeah, we're gonna have to put him another belt on too. Dang. Doo-doo in the belt, no bueno. In a Ziploc. Well, at least it's packaged nice. Don't forget your washer there. All right. Got this little indexer. I like to finish these babies off in kind of a crisscross pattern like a tire. A bunch more screws than the Maytag and the Whirlpool. They only have 4 holding the gear case up, which is, you know, fine. But I think they got 8 or 10 here on these GEs. Goodness. I don't know how tight they need to be. I just tighten them till they don't tighten no more. So they call this little plastic piece a clutch, but that doesn't look like a clutch to me. That looks like a slider, so I'm gonna call it the slider. And then your little fork doohickey. They call it the mode shift. It's like just a fork doohickey to me. It lifts it up and down to disengage and engage the shaft to wash and spin. Put that back on. It can really only go one way. Then you'll put your pulley on, and then we'll grab the motor and slap it on. I don't remember what size the nut is on this pulley. I just use a crescent wrench. I'm lazy like that. Now, the motor's a little heavy, so I can see why people would want to do the motor maybe with it sitting on the ground. But then again, then you have to lift the motor and the gear case up. So it's going to be heavy either way. That's why I just take it down while it's up. But those screws are 1/2 inch. And I don't know how tight they need to be. I just tighten them till they don't go no more. Then you'll plug in all your goodies, your speed sensor and your motor and your pump. And then we'll put the cover back on. This is all 3/8. With the Whirlpools and the Maytags, they switch from normal standard to metric when it goes to the gear case, but not these. It's 3/8 all the way around, except for the motor and the pulleys. So I went ahead and wiped the pulleys down to get all the gunk off of them, and we're going to put our new belt on. It's very tight, but you just kind of have to work it on there. Especially when they're new. The old ones, they come on and off pretty easily. But then our last 3/3/8 here, and then we're done under the bottom, and we'll move to the top side. Alrighty, so grab your big old drum, drop it down in there. There's a washer that goes on first. Then we'll use our new nut, and I'll save that old one just in case, you know, one gets left out of a package or I have to break one off. And I don't know how many foot-pounds or whatever to tighten these things. I just hammer it till it don't hammer no more. And it's been fine that way for a long time. You'll see here I stick a rag under it. It kind of helps to get the wrench off the bottom of the drum. Put the top cap on, it just snaps on. It can only go one way. Then you'll put the bottom agitator down. Now, this is where it gets dicey. When you go to put these screws in, these 7/16 bolts, only use hand tools. If you use an impact, you're running the risk of cross-threading it and or breaking it. You can see I almost did it and then I stopped. Got to be very gentle with this screw. You do not want it to break or cross-thread. Do not over tighten it. I don't know how tight. I just tighten it till it's snug. Ask me how I know they break off inside of the shaft. 'Cause I've done it. Just till it snugs it up. Now, wham bam. Well, that didn't go as planned, but it's supposed to snap. Here we go. There we go. Yeah. Pow. Gotta love it. Pow. All right. Now we take our console back off. You'll Judy chop it backwards. It'll come up. Then you'll put the two long quarters going down into the back of the top there. Then make sure that your pressure switch tube is going to the board. You don't want it to be off. That will mess it all up. You can see I checked it there. Judy chop it back down, put your 2 quarters in, and we're almost done. All right, see what she does, meow. Not too bad. Dirty waters. There we go. PP rinse. All right. Wow. Now that's fast. Spun them out good. No codes. So that's how you put a gear case, a lock, and a belt in a GE washing machine. Boop, boop. So like I said before, I don't do many of these, but this one here, same thing. Hear the roar? Bearing. Alrighty, y'all, so we made it to the end of the video on that gear case on the GE. And today the key word is only Quattro. That's the only thing I got. First thing that come to my mind, Quattro. Only 4 codes, 4 friggin' codes. That's unusual. But the first one I saw was the lid lock codes, and then I spun the drum, and there's the noise. So it had to have the gear case and the lid lock. So only freaking Quattro today, only 4. So, but yeah, same day turnaround. That was the kicker there. He was like, man, I got teenage boys. Can you get it done today? Yes, I can. Bam. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Sorry that was a long one, but it is a lot. So thank you guys for watching. Later. Me and Biggins just waiting on 5. We ready to go, huh, girl? Huh? You ready to go? Shake? Yeah, shake. Let's go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Thank y'all for watching. Have a great day.